All right, let's dive right in. We are going to break down one of the most complex, high-stakes military operations in modern history. This is the anatomy of a rescue mission deep inside hostile territory, where the margin for error was literally zero.
So think about this for a second. How do you actually do that? How do you rescue one single soldier from an entire country? It's not just about finding someone, it's about flying into sovereign airspace, dodging an active military search, and somehow getting out alive when an entire nation is hunting for you. It sounds like something straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster, but this was all too real. So let's set the stage. The absolute worst case scenario for any Air Force has just happened. An advanced American fighter jet crammed with sensitive technology has been shot down. And not over some disputed zone. No, this was deep inside Iran. Right away, the clock starts ticking. Now, what's really incredible here is the speed of everything. Look at this timeline. Within just 2 minutes of being hit, the crew is parachuting down into enemy territory. And only 8 minutes after that, Iranian forces are already on the move, searching. The response was immediate, and that means any rescue attempt has to be even faster and a whole lot smarter. Okay, so a rescue mission gets launched almost right away. And they succeed, kinda. They manage to pull one crew member out, but it's under such intense enemy fire that their helicopter actually takes damage on the way out. But the second airman, an officer, is still out there, deeper inside the country, totally alone. The crisis just went from bad to so much worse. So now, the focus of the entire mission shifts. It's all about this one lone officer. This isn't just about hiding anymore. It's a desperate fight for survival, a frantic race against a clock that is ticking down way too fast. Just try to imagine the reality on the ground for this officer. He's injured from the ejection, he's hiding out in these rugged mountains, and he's using every single bit of his survival training to stay one step ahead of the people hunting him. The only way he can communicate is with these short, encrypted signals from an emergency beacon, just hoping someone out there is listening. And with every hour that passes, those enemy patrols are getting closer and closer. This is where the mission takes a really fascinating turn. Before they even think about sending in troops, the CIA launches a completely different kind of war, an information war. From thousands of miles away, they start to shape the battlefield, not with weapons, but with data. The strategy was this brilliant three-step plan. First, the CIA starts planting rumors that the second airman has already been rescued. That creates confusion. Second, that bad intel sends the Iranian search parties on a wild goose chase, looking in all the wrong places. And third, with the enemy totally distracted, U.S. intelligence can focus all of its assets on the officer's real signal to get his exact location. I mean, what a high-risk gamble, but it created the tiny window they needed to even attempt a rescue. With that window open, they get the green light. And this isn't some small, quiet extraction. No way. This is a massive, complex operation being launched right into the heart of a hostile country. The sheer scale of what they sent in is captured by this one word: dozens. Dozens of aircraft. This wasn't just a rescue team. It was a force designed to fight its way in, and if necessary, fight its way back out. And here's the breakdown of that force. You've got your elite commandos to do the actual grab on the ground. You have drones and fighter jets flying cover overhead, providing protection, Black Hawk helicopters to get the team in and out, and then maybe the most important piece of the puzzle: electronic warfare aircraft designed to completely blind and jam enemy radar, essentially making this huge force invisible. Can you imagine the tension? The entire rescue force flew what's called nap of the earth, hugging the ground, sometimes just feet off the dirt, to stay below the enemy's radar horizon. They slipped right across the border and pushed to the target, arriving with perfect timing just before midnight. So the rescue was a success, but the story doesn't end there. We really need to understand why this operation was so important and why military experts now consider it a benchmark for modern special operations. The crucial thing to get here is the context. This wasn't some quiet peacetime operation. This mission went down on a day when the conflict was actively getting worse, meaning the risk of this thing blowing up into a much bigger international incident was incredibly high. In fact, on the very same day, another American plane, an A-10, was also hit by enemy fire. At the same time, Iran had deployed forces across 3 entire provinces to find the air win. Launching this rescue wasn't just risky, it was a massive gamble right in the middle of a shooting war. And all of that brings us to this definition. A benchmark mission is one where every single part of modern warfare, intelligence, special forces, air power, technology, has to work together seamlessly, all at the same time, while you're literally being shot at.
This slide just breaks it down perfectly. You needed the CIA's head games just to get started. You needed elite commandos willing to go that deep. You needed air power to protect them, and electronic warfare to make them invisible. And on top of all that, you needed the skill to pull off the rescue while taking fire. Think about how few militaries on Earth could pull all of this off at once.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This assessment went all the way to the top. The president at the time called it one of the most daring rescue missions in U.S. history. That really tells you how extraordinary this operation was. So we end on this question. In an age where we have all this incredible technology, drones, satellites, you name it, what does it really take to honor that simple, powerful promise? No one gets left behind. As this mission proves, it still comes down to an incredible amount of human courage, ingenuity, and the willingness to risk absolutely everything.